7 years old, I was a passionate idealist. I'm sure some of you can identify with that. I was interested in neurology, and I wanted to learn from the best. I read a book by Dr. Fred Epstein called Gifts of Time. Fred was, at the time, the leading pediatric neurosurgeon in the world, and I was blown away by his book. And so I wrote him a letter. I said, "Dear Dr. Epstein, my name is Jourdan Urbach. I'm 7 years old. I'm a concert violinist and an aspiring student of neurology. I'd love an interview." And to my amazement, a letter came back handwritten from Dr. Epstein. "Sure, come on over." So I went to the West Side to Beth Israel North Hospital and met with him. And we talked for 3 hours, which was interesting. And then he took me on a tour of the ICU, the intensive care unit, that changed my life forever. Here, for the first time, I saw kids my own age suffering behind glass walls, pumped full of IVs, and all I wanted to do was give them some sort of temporal enjoyment, some reminder of what lay outside those ICU walls, of what they had to look forward to when they got out. And I turned around to Dr. Epstein and I said, "I want to help your kids, what can I do?" And he said, "Well, you know, med school's about 2 decades off, but I hear you play the violin," which I did. I started playing when I was 2.5. And so Children Helping Children was born. We started small. We played room to room. We played in playrooms. We played little concerts and did music therapy. And then we started doing fundraising. Our first fundraiser raised $10,000. Our next fundraiser raised $165,000, and we kept going and going and going. But I don't think that the numbers are really what's going to come away with you today. I think that what's much more interesting is the story behind them. And that starts with a young boy named Jason. Jason was one of the few patients I saw multiple times. I would come back to do concerts once a month with all my friends from Juilliard and MSM and the conservatories here in the city. And Jason would be there. Jason was my age and had recalcitrant spinal tumors. He was always in and out of surgery. Jason was a pianist and felt sick inside because he couldn't practice while he was on the ward. Not because his injuries kept him from practicing, but simply because there wasn't a piano on the 10th floor of Beth Israel North. So I said, "Look, we got to start somewhere. Let's get a piano for Jason." So I booked my high school auditorium all the way out on Long Island, packed up the staff of the Institute for Neurology and Neuroscience, filled the hall, and raised enough money to get that piano, and also a couple $1,000s to help start a surgery fund to fly disenfranchised children in from all around the world to get the quality of care for their tumors and brain cancer that only Dr. Epstein and his staff could provide. And from there, it was really infectious. Today, I can say that Children Helping Children has raised over $5 million. That's gone to research and treatment for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, 1,000 cochlear implants to give hearing to young deaf children. Raising the media profile of the organizations that we work with. And currently, and I'm actually flying out on Saturday to support this, we fund the largest music therapy program in the U.S. at the University of Michigan's Mott Children's Hospital, serving 5,000 young inpatients every year. So that tells you a little bit about how I came to service. It doesn't give you any idea of why I'm sitting up here at the UN, though, and that's for another story. Thank you.